Good morning, guys. Rick Shaw here on the 19th of April 2021, and we have a beautiful day. We got a super nice breeze. Sun feels great. It's nice. We took my little beautiful Dolly up to her school today. She's all excited about school. Yesterday she didn't have to, she was able to keep her thing down a little bit, so I was happy about that. They're not pressing it, but I do believe, they're talking in the U.S. in May. They're going to have a big COVID symposium in Washington on the 12th, I believe. So they're going to, and they're pushing the thing in the arm again. And they're knowing that this thing's causing problems, so they're going to be pushing this again. And I can understand it here. I heard from some people at a company here. There's some of the bigger wigs at the company were telling some of their employees as this election here goes on to keep your money in your pocket and be prepared for another huge lockdown. Because they're still pushing it. They're pushing this. I think they're going to push this stuff here. So, hope I'm wrong. I really do. I hope people don't get stuck here. Because they're gonna force this. My wife was saying something she's seen on there that on the news that you can get in without the poke. But I'm not. I haven't seen that. I don't know where she saw that. I don't know if she was mistaken or not. But we'll see. We'll definitely see how thing goes, but with all this stuff going on, morning, they got this this thing going on in Ukraine. It's a big muckety muck going on there, but nobody seems to give a dang what happened in Shanghai. What's happening to those people there? My goodness. So I don't. Where do people's priorities lie? Look at those poor people there. What they're doing to them. And if you don't think that can happen where you are, you look at this WEF and all these people like that, and Trudeau and all these Macrons and all that. They say they want to set up the world following the Chinese model. Hey buddy. So very shaky. There's my little handsome buddy. Hey, you start school next week, huh, buddy? There's one of our wonderful speed bumps. I love the paint jobs they do on these. Look at this. They just painted this. I guess they went on the lowest bid. The other ones, the paint's all falling off. It's really crazy. But I saw some other things in the news, and I'll run by them. Let's see. Yeah, it's just let's see. The mask mandate on the planes. There was one pilot that he got news on that. And he said it out on the intercom, and everybody immediately took their masks off. Stewardess, everybody. So, there's some people still wear them. So I don't know. But it is terrible in there. The other thing I'm not hearing too much about now, if some of you fellas, some of the mates down under, can let us know what's going on there. It seemed like they just dropped off the map with the news. They got all this Ukraine stuff coming up now. Or New Zealand. Haven't heard anything how they're doing with all the stuff they're trying to pull. They had a big thing in England about the government was saying, there's only so many people that aren't got the poke, and now they're finding out it's a much larger number, and then even bigger than that, 3 times the number of people that aren't getting the second or third. They're just like, nope, we're done. So, and they're having lots of problems, and these doctors aren't allowed to say anything. So it's very. And the other news too that coming out, they finally got that Evergreen. We're gonna head this way. They got that Evergreen ship loosed from the Chesapeake Bay. Wonder what's inside of that one. There was different news coming out of the one that got stuck in the Suez Canal. That there was a lot of nefarious stuff in there. But this news, I just got tidbits of it, and it's not on mainstream. So, but you look at CNN. I guess there's new owners over there, and they're saying they're going to be getting rid of some of these people. I still don't really trust them. But they're talking about getting rid of little Alka-Seltzer, and they're these guys, they're not news people, so what are they doing there? So we'll see. But the one thing that's happening in this area, and I don't know why it doesn't happen here more, but Indonesia is seeing this huge rise in exports. And they've got an export surplus now of 4.6 billion, I believe I read this morning. Huge amount because they're stopping stuff from Russia. England's got their furniture prices went up 17% because they're not getting the wood from Russia anymore. I mean, but here's the thing. This is what gets me, guys, and tell me if I'm wrong. They're not going to take this crap from Russia because of this thing in Ukraine. But what are they doing over? What about China? What about all the crap that comes from China? With all these people in Shanghai, it's millions and millions of people are all locked down in their house. They're jumping out of buildings. They're starving because they're not allowed out. It's a draconian system. They want rid of their people. So we got lots of planes flying over today. There's a little tiny one right there, propeller job. Well, it's not really that small. Huh? Yeah, there's 3. I don't know if you can see them. Well, there's a jet going to Manila, one coming out. Lots of planes. But I don't know. But the stuff with with this thing going on in Shanghai, guys, nobody seems to give a dang about the people of China. They just keep looking towards the government. How it's such a wonderful utopia. I don't think the people there are saying the same thing. I really don't. I mean, if it's such a wonderful utopia, why are they jumping out of buildings and committing suicide? Very, very nasty business going on over there. But we're doing nice. I love the day. Look at those big, beautiful, puffy clouds. Look at that. We had yesterday, we had the sewage was having a problem. One thing happened with our sewage too, by the way. Now that they got that water level lower, before when I flushed the toilet, it would flush very slowly. Sometimes I'd have to take a bucket and dump it in there, and that just started. And the tank is filling up, so I'm like, what the heck? Well, I think what happened was the exhaust that goes into the septic tank, there was liquid in there, so it was going slow. Well, now that they got the water level in the first tank down, now when you hit that flusher, poof, it's like down. It just gulps everything right away. So I was pretty happy. The upstairs one did okay, but the downstairs one was where we had a little bit of trouble. But that seems fixed now. The drains are working super good. But I went to go get a shower yesterday after the drains was fixed. I was getting a little bit ripe. I hate taboing, guys, with the cold water. I heated some up and took my bath the other day. But we're still using water and it's filling up the drain. And that's fixed now. So I went upstairs to take a shower. Guess what? When it took about 5 minutes for the water to come on, send her back. We got to come this way. I don't want to go and buy those dogs. Come on. So then it finally came on, but then it wasn't enough pressure for the heat. And so I just, so I got to take a cold shower. So that was okay. I didn't mind that because it was a little bit warm. And then, when I was drying off and getting all done, the pressure kicked up. But we have one thing that happened that's in our house that is a problem. And the plumbing warranty's done and all this crap. But I picked the faucet for the sink, kitchen sink. I picked that sink. That wasn't standard sink because I wanted a deep one and I wanted one big one, so I can get my pots in there. And then I got that real high faucet for hot and cold, and it's great faucet. But every other faucet in the house, the bathrooms are leaking. They're dripping and leaking, and they bond them when they put them together. They bond them. So they're going to get messed up getting them apart. And then, of course, the little rings that hold them to the bottom were plastic, made in China. So what happened? They snapped. So now the faucet's loose. But the faucets they're all leaking. They're all the outside one leaks, but the one on the washer, the reason it's not leaking because we have a hose connected up to the washer, so that one's not dripping. But the other one leaking. It's just all probably the cheapest you can buy is what they put in these places. And I would recommend that if you're getting a place done, you spec a higher quality plumbing fixtures, because we're not having anyone with the kitchen sink one. That was a good one. It was one of the write-ups on it was it's got brass seats and all this stuff, so it works great. But the rest of them are just chintzy garbage, and with the water you get here, they're little what do they call it, gasket that seals the water off. Those fall apart. They come apart, so just a royal pain. But I think what I'm going to do, instead of constantly repairing these things like that, I'm just going to pull them and replace them. Right now it's not a problem. I'm shutting the valve off below the sink so that it stops dripping. But that's something else to think about if you're going to build here. Make sure you go with quality components. My buddy Sean sent me a video. I had seen it about a guy did an American style home, and he got a contractor. I believe he's an American guy, and his wife runs the business. And find yourself good people. I think your Filipino could help you getting good people. Because I look here, there's different crews here now, and I look at how some of these guys are doing the work. It's superior to some of the other places, and it's a shame. It's like us, the plumber we got. It's just a real shame. I'm glad they came over and fixed it, didn't charge us anything, and fixed her right up. He made a real nice top so that's closed up, that hole there. Concrete in, he left a little metal hook in there, and you just lift it up and you can get in there if you need to. So we're pretty happy about that. And like I say, it's got to have drains and water. They're talking about, we're hearing words again that they're talking about putting another tank here at the corner of the development. I hope so. Either that or city water. Because there's a real nice little old lady. It's a little store. She's got chips and pop and stuff like that. And instead of going all the way up to Aldi Mart, if there's traffic, we just walk across and we'll get the kids some gum or stuff. I like them to have a little bit of gum. And she's always got gum there. And her son was in the back washing his car just with the garden hose, not a pressure washer or nothing. And he had all kinds of pressure. I mean, he was washing all the dirt off of his little car. And I was like, ooh. Is this coming from a tank? She said, no, we have city water. So the city water here is good. I just wish they would bring it into here. I mean, we get the city water to fill our tank. Why don't they, maybe these lines won't handle it. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason why they won't do it. But, we had leaky lines here, and I told them for months, this is leaking. And it was putting a lot of water out. And they came up, their fix was they put black electrical tape over it. I think I did a video on that. That was their fix. They finally did fix it. I think when the water went out, when they were doing stuff in the tank, we had 4 days outage, and now they got there's a new piece of pipe there. So their stand pipe. So at least they got that leak fixed. Because who do you think pays for that? We do. That's the way she goes, but they're doing good. These folks don't stay here too often. They just come and visit. That one older fellow that lives over there, he don't stay here because there's most of the time no water and all this stuff. So he has another house. He just comes here and visits with this little dog. But they're cooking. Morning. Come on, get out of there, doggy. Come on. Morning. So, but this is how it's going here. I like to do these videos of the guys working and the houses going up. Morning. And I like to, because down the road when this is all full. Come on, Maddie, this way. When this place is all full, I remember the first videos I did here with just a couple houses here. Yes, I know. I saw him. But yeah, we're seeing a lot more snakes again too. Baby ones, and that one baby one I took a look at. He had some teeth. The car ran it over or something, and it was dead. So I picked it up and was looking at it, and he had like little foldable teeth. So I don't know what kind of snake he was. He was a pretty dark color, not too big, half a big around as my pinky finger. But we also our kitty cat. She's been catching a lot of mice again since this grass is high. Seems like when they keep the grass cut, we don't see them too often, but now we're starting to see a lot of them again. So, but it is, I'll tell you what, it's a absolutely magnificent day. And the other thing, I'll leave you on this note. Other thing I saw, I never thought of it before, but there's one of these preacher dudes I watch, and he had a thing on there, and he was asking, it wasn't in the church, it was like in a classroom, and he was asking the people, if you knew you only had a day or so left to live, what would you do? And he said, look, I want you to be honest. I don't want you to say just because you're around church people you wouldn't do this. And one guy got up and said, I'd be on a drunk. I would get drunk. And another lady said she would go buy a big Cadillac and just drive around, put it all on credit cards and drive. And there was all the kind of answers like this. And everybody in the thing answered. And when they were all done, he said, Jesus knew he was going to be sacrificed. And you know what he did? And I knew what he did, I just never put it together like what we would do. He washed people's feet. Yeah. So we definitely got to get our priorities straightened around, more in league with what the good Lord intends for us. Because look at what Jesus did. He went around and washed their feet. So that is an amazing thing. I always said that if it was me in Jesus' place, I probably wouldn't be able to do it. I'm just being honest. I mean, I would be scared to death actually. So, but I remember watching that Passion of the Christ Mel Gibson made. Now I hear they're going to make another one. So I don't know anything about that yet. But we actually had a church guy give us a CD of that. And I don't know what happened to it. I cannot find it anywhere. Our friend Mark gave us a CD player that works, and I don't know. So we will see. We'll see how it goes. But I'm going to go ahead and let you go on that note, guys. And don't forget, pray for each other. Pray that all the folks will get together, and these world leaders will open their eyes to what the heck they're doing to the people. And this COVID, I don't see all the stuff going on with it. I just don't. We have a couple funeral parlors right up here. I'm not seeing all this stuff they're talking about. And then the Italian prime minister, or whatever his title is, they just said, "Hang on, buddy."
No.
Yeah, no, I didn't feed him. No. They just said, "Oh, he's got COVID now." Oh, but he's asymptomatic. Give me a break, guys. Give me a stinking...